It is January 532. A chariot race in Constantinople becomes a riot. The riot becomes a coup, and 30,000 fans end up dead. Constantinople in early 532 is the largest city in the world, perhaps 500,000 people, capital of what is left of the Roman Empire. The emperor is Justinian I, 5 years on the throne, married to Theodora, a former actress and dancer. The city's obsession is chariot racing in the Hippodrome, a U-shaped track holding around 100,000 roaring spectators. There are two main fan factions, the Blues and the Greens, and they hate each other, roughly the way modern soccer firms hate each other, except they also brawl over religious doctrine and Senate politics. The Hippodrome sits directly against Justinian's palace, connected by a private passage to his viewing box. Then, one chariot race goes wrong. On January 10th, the city tries to execute several blue and green hooligans for murder. Two of them, one from each faction, survive when the scaffolding breaks, escape to a church, and demand pardon. Justinian refuses. On January 13th, the Blues and Greens come to the next race, already furious. By the 22nd heat, the rival chants merge into a single roar of Nika, meaning victory. The crowd pours out of the Hippodrome into the streets. They burn the Senate House. They burn the public baths. They burn the original Hagia Sophia, the city's mother church, down to its foundations. By the end of the week, nearly half of Constantinople is ash. The mob now demands, not pardons, but Justinian's abdication, and they parade a man named Hypatius, nephew of a former emperor, as their new sovereign. Justinian considers fleeing across the Bosphorus by ship. According to Procopius, Theodora stops him in front of the council and says royalty makes a fine burial shroud. Justinian stays. He hands a bag of gold to the eunuch general. Narses, who walks alone and unarmed into the Hippodrome where Hypatius is being crowned, and quietly buys back the Blues. The factions, instead of acclaiming Hypatius together, begin throwing stones at each other. At that moment, two generals, Belisarius and Mundus, seal the Hippodrome's exits with armed troops. They enter from opposite ends of the stadium simultaneously. They do not separate the loyal from the disloyal. They cut down everyone inside. By Procopius's count, roughly 30,000 people die in a single afternoon, mostly from blades, but many crushed in the panic of nowhere to run. Hypatius and his brother Pompeius are dragged from the imperial box and executed. The senators who supported the riot are exiled and their estates confiscated. Justinian then rebuilds the city. He rebuilds the Hagia Sophia in stone and a colossal dome, the building still standing in Istanbul today. The Blues and the Greens, the most feared street gangs of the medieval world, never riot at that scale again. Two chariot teams, one stadium, 30,000 bodies in an afternoon. The emperor rebuilt his church on top of the silence.